This right here's a penny trapper. Whoa, 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 this right here's a penny trapper.
What's up, YouTubers? It's Felicia and I'm back with another video. So today is going to be a little different than what I've normally done on my first few videos, and today is going to be all about a health one-on-one thing. So today what we're going to talk about is something that I stumbled upon on the internet and like watching different recordings about it, and also looking it up on my own, because if you know me, when I find out something I have to go look it up and I have to research it until I understand it and figure it out. And so there's a lot of research on this that says it's very well true. It's a lot of it to back it up. So I just wanted to share it with you guys, because if you have this problem, you may have found a cure for it, or not a cure, but like a reason why, and you may understand why this is happening to you more than other people. So today we're going to be talking about how thongs can cause a yeast infection, or bacteria vaginosis, or even a UTI. So let's get started. First thing, let's look at what bacteria vaginosis is. And bacteria vaginosis is just a bacteria in the vagina, and obviously men cannot get this, but it's a bacteria in the vagina that causes your pH balances to be thrown off, which causes bacteria to grow. So your vagina is normally on an acid pH, and when that pH level rises, that is when the bacteria starts to grow and can cause all those infections. And so then you have like a normal yeast infection, which is typically not caused by a bacteria infection, because it's not bacteria, it's yeast. And when there's an imbalance of yeast in your vagina, that can cause a yeast infection, which causes discharge. And all this happens because your body is trying to balance itself back out. So it either releases it or it does whatever it needs to do. Normally bacteria is like dormanted inside, and there's two ways to know the difference between a BV, which is bacteria vaginosis, and a yeast infection. BV has a smell, yeast infection don't, and BV is normally like a yellowish color, and yeast infection is just like a white cottage cheese looking thing that comes out your vagina. And so you know that's yeast. And then BV, you really won't know unless you have the odor. And you can't have both at the same time. You can't have excessive yeast and you can't have bacteria in there, and which it can be confusing when you have both, because when it comes out and it has an odor but it doesn't have yeast, you may not understand what's going on. So anyway, that is what happens in a woman's vagina. And with that being said, you also can get UTIs, which is just when bacteria goes up the urethra, because our urethra is very small compared to a man, so it doesn't take much effort to get a UTI with the length of our urethra. So when bacteria goes up there and it just dormants on the walls, and it causes a UTI. So now let's get into how thongs play a role in these type of issues. So let me first clarify that I am not a doctor. I did not come up with any of this research. It's just me. I went to school. I was a pre-med student, and I majored in biology and sociology. And so I do know a little bit about bacteria and how things work. And I do have excellent resources where to get my information from. And that is through my old school's database. And we just had access to everything. So everything that I do say, or whenever you hear in any of my videos, if it has to do with health, just know that I got my information from a very reliable source. So with that being said, back to it. Thongs can play a huge role in BV, UTIs, and yeast infections if someone is very susceptible to those issues. And how is that? It's because, so when the thong is up your butt, or your whole area, when the thong is there, bacteria from the rectum can move down and go into the vagina and go into the urethra. And that is how initially those issues come about from a thong. How does this happen? Because when you use the bathroom, number two, when you wipe, if you don't clean it good enough, then there's still going to be some residue left, and with that thong being all the way up your ass, it's definitely going to get on the thong, and then all the bacteria needs to do is move like 1 to 2 inches, and it's at each different hole of a woman's body, and it doesn't take much effort. Also, there's bacteria that just lies in the colon as well, and then the number one bacteria that's in there is E. coli, and it just lies in there, and because it's just an open hole, eventually bacteria can just seep down, or it can come out of that hole because it just can, like, you know, it's not a plug up our ass to stop anything from coming out, so it can do that. And with that being said, once that comes out, all it has to do is move. So that is really what it is. It moves down, and if you've been having a lot of problems, because I know people and I have friends or family who has this issue like chronically, and no one would have ever thought that like a thong could just really do all that, but you have to understand how bacteria works. Bacteria has a mind of its own, it can move and all that. So with that being said, you have to realize too, it doesn't just get up and walk per se, but like say when you use the bathroom, if you put your thong back on and it's not in the exact position that it was, maybe it was moved down a little bit or moved up a little bit, now it's at a different place, which moves it around. Also, when you pull up your pants, or they start to pull and you pull them up too much, now you're either pulling too much forward or too much back, you're like, you know, moving it in that area. And this doesn't say that everyone who wears a thong will have these issues, and everyone who wears a thong, this will happen to them, but it's more for people who do wear excessive thongs and do have excessive problems down there. So if you do, you might want to take that into consideration. And so one of the things that I learned from all the research is that our underwear are actually supposed to be 3 inches wide across the back. So something like this, and I'm showing you my underwear that I haven't worn. So something like this, so 3 inches across the back, and that just gives like full coverage to where your underwear do not sit between your butt cheeks and allowing bacteria to just seep onto your underwear and cause you all those problems. So obviously this is not 3 inches across the back, it's probably not even 1 inch, so it can't do anything but go between your booty cheeks. So obviously stuff are going to sit there, and like I know ladies like to say like, oh, our panties are clean, like I don't have any of this and that. Girl, you got a piece of fabric sitting like it ain't even one, on your vagina, on your butthole, all up in the crease. Like, you naturally produce bacteria out of these areas. You naturally produce stuff that that causes problems like this, which is just going to, the only place it has to go is on the thong. So your underwear aren't clean. No, they're not. They may not have any smell, they may not have any stains or anything on there, but just understand that wearing a thong, you will get bacteria on that thong. And so it's very important to clean those as much as you can with them, because you don't want that bacteria to just sit on your underwear. I know me, I wash like once a month because I have so much stuff, but I also hate thongs. So I was kind of happy when I figured this out, because anybody who knows me, granny panties is me. Like, I can't stand stuff up my butt. Like, it just doesn't feel comfortable. Like, not the G-string, the one that's like a thread, and not the thong kind. Because if you didn't know, there's a difference between a G-string and a thong. One is skinnier than the other, and I don't like any of them, and I prefer not to wear them. And to me, they end up being more expensive than a regular pair of underwear. It's actually ridiculous. So I'm good the way I am, and I will wear it if I have to, but other than that, you won't catch me. Like, ain't no cute sexy booty out going to bed for me, because I just don't like it. And I'm sorry, and all the men that I've dated, they know this, and it's been an issue before. Why don't you go to bed cute? And I don't want no bacteria infections, okay? So if you do that, and if you do stuff like that for your man, one thing you can take into consideration is they said that if you don't have any of these problems in general, just to be on the safe side, you may want to just wear regular underwear once a week. Just to give your area a break, or go to bed commando, or in your boyfriend's shorts or anybody's shorts, just something that's not all up your butt. Tell your man, we got a granny panty night. Maybe you can make a schedule of the day you're gonna have granny panty night or granny panty day. So he just, because I know some dudes, and which is pretty funny, but some dudes cannot stand ugly underwear. Like, they can't stand ugly underwear, and I'm just like, they're just underwear. Like, and I can't stand dude who's wear those saggy ass boxers. Like, I guess we both have an issue, because underwear ain't gonna be pretty all the time. Whatever's comfortable for you, that's what you should do, unless you want to be nice. So with that being said, I just wanted to inform you guys of that. And another thing with that, the add on to that, is thongs can also cause irritation, which also causes the yeast infection, or any of the other stuff, which can also cause a skin tag. And a skin tag is just soft tissue that piled up, and it normally happens on the area that the thong was rubbing against the most. So it may not be warts or anything like that, because I know warts is like a skin tag as well, but it can just come from you irritating your vagina in that one spot way too much, and it's just causing you to have a skin tag. Another thing is we are supposed to wear cotton underwear, like not a cotton middle part only, like the whole thing is supposed to be cotton, because we need underwear that's breathable. When underwear isn't breathable, which everything but cotton isn't breathable, even if you have like a cotton inner part and then the rest of it is lace, no, because that cotton part and then the lace part under, it doesn't allow it to fully breathe, so it still allows bacteria to just sit there and dormant in that area, and just pile up and move around and give it to other places, because it just can't breathe. So our panties need to breathe, our vagina needs to breathe, and we just are supposed to wear cotton panties. So more than often, if you can, it's suggested to wear cotton underwear. And you know, Valentine's Day is coming up, so that might be an exception to the rule, but when you can, you do that. And ladies, just try to be careful, take that into consideration. And if you want to see more health tips from me that I research, that I look up because I just love doing it, comment below or let me know, and I'll try to like maybe do every time I find a fun fact, or maybe once a week, I can just try to educate us on the things that I find, because we may hear about it, but we may not go into depth about it when you do hear it from somewhere else. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed my video, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll wait. Did you do it? Go do it. I know you didn't do it. Go do it. It's okay. You can do it. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna do anything. But thank you if you did subscribe, and thank you for watching my video. And if you want to see more from me, click the little bell so you can get notifications when I make another video. You guys have a good rest of your day, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye.